おはようございます。新京パイロットでございます。
Good morning, I'm a pilot.
コールサインは早く1944。
Call sign quickly 1944.
今日はマイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの公式集会、コミュニティフラインフライで参加していきたいと思います。
Well, today I would like to participate in the Microsoft Fly Simulator's official gathering, Community Fly Friday.
今日の飛行区域は、スウェーデンの首都ストックホルムからどこだ？フィンランドの首
Today's
都
flight
ヘルシ
area
ン
is
キ
from
ですかね。
Stockholm, the capital of Sweden.
世界一周の旅、第35回だったかな。まあ、そんな
I
です。
think it was the 35th trip around the world.
今日はまあ、ライブウェザーにしましたけど、すごいいい天気ですね。時間はまあ、夜になっちゃうので、午前10時にセットアップしてます。
I made a live video today, and the weather is really nice. The time is that night, so I set it up at 10 a.m.
お、GB だ。これレアな飛行機ですね。ちっちゃ。
This is a GB. It's a rare airplane.
GB グランブルブラザーズっていう、人たちが作った
GB Grumble Brothers.
まあちっちゃなレーサーですね。これなんか大会で優勝してるんですよ。
You're a tiny racer. You've won some kind of competition.
その2つにある前にあるこれも GB なんとかっていう名前なんですけど、これは架空の機体じゃないかなと思います。
The one in front of those two is also called GB something, but I think it's a fictional aircraft.
あとこれは三菱 MU2 ですね。我が国がまだ飛行機が作れた時代の、
That was the Mitsubishi Mu-2 from the days when our country could still make airplanes.
プロペラか。でっかいのは持ってないので、
I don't have a big one,
マイクロソフトフライト
so
シミュレーターの標準飛行機が離陸していきますか、そろそろ。
are you going to take off? It's about time.
離陸してますね、隊長も。よし、じゃあ流れに沿っていきますか。
川島さん、こんばんは。
You're
こん
coming
ばんは
along
っていう
with the
かおはようご
flow,
ざい
so
ま
let's
す。
go with the
こ
flow.
合格おめでとうございます。よかったですね。
Thank you very much.
おお。テイクオフ。
Let's go.
なんかぐにゃぐにゃしか飛べない。なんでだろう。
Glass can't fly.
By the way, chat, I don't know if anyone heard this, but just 10 seconds ago my phone rang. I don't know if my mic picked up my ringtone.
Yeah, it did.
It did? Okay, so what that was, and I guess
さあ今日は速度160ノットなので、まあいつもの銀ピカムスタングにしました。
Well, today's speed is 160 knots, so I chose the usual Gimpika Mustang.
Obviously it's a scam, but what is the scam? Like, if I did answer that call, what would maybe trying to scam me on
So
how.
usually you're supposed to call them back.
Oh, that's how the scam works.
Yeah.
They want me to think, oh, I missed an important phone call, so I call them back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where you pay that you.
C160
川島さん、ありがとうございます。
C160
颯さんの一言のおかげで無事終わりました。
まあ私が何も言わなくても終わるのは終わりますけどね。よかったですね。これで来年の春からは、高校生ですか。
It ended without me saying anything, but it was a good thing. Now, from next spring, you'll be a high school student.
Only go ever so, like less than a second, right?
By the way, Peter, I've got you in sight.
ストックホルムですね。
Talk low. Looks like you're coming up on a.
あ、はい
It's
はい
Stockholm.
I also have Laura Ziggy flying a
Brahma Tower Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra frequency change.
flight.
よくできてんな。
Is it possible?
Well done.
I reckon this is the UI. With an
It is, yes, that dome. Looks like it's saying live weather is pretty good. Peter, you were saying it was like 40km/h winds on live weather.
Yeah, but the right direction.
もうマイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの2024年版も
The 2024 version of Microsoft Flight Simulator is
もう
already
1ヶ
here.
月を切りましたね。もうでもほんとここのとこ私リアルライフの方が大変で
Doctor's office, downright.
もう
Yes, but it's
ね
true that real life is more difficult for me.
Alright. Once again, just looking down at the POI arena.
夜もバタンと倒れてしまうのですよ。
The JIT calls to leave a message. Okay, so you still
Even
get
at night,
voicemail.
it would fall down with a bang.
I also have the lifeguard station. This hooked to my phone and a bunch of
川島さん、面接日に颯さんの一言がなければ自分はガクガク震えまくりながら面接に行ってましたかお
nobody go to like 5.
大丈夫です大丈夫です。川島さんは全然大丈夫。
Will ring the one who answers the first.
It's okay. It's okay. Kawashima-san is totally fine.
By the way, I know, sorry to interrupt you there, Peter, but
そうか。
I know it was delayed because you're
こ
waiting
こは家から近いんですか？電車？
to approved photogrammetry.
Is the train nearby?
Does it ever worth the wait? This is great photogrammetry here in Stockholm. It's really, really well done. And that came with City Update 8, I think, at the Stockholm photogrammetry.
I see why they hesitated.
Yeah.
あ、ミハイルさんだ。おはようございます。あ、隊長だ。隊長にちょっとご挨拶していくか。じゃあ。
Good morning, I'm Mier-san. I'll say hello then.
Not airspeed,
おはようございます。
pretty much perfect for our distance.
Good morning.
We've gone to this 170 at the moment. Oh, go back to 170.
いかが
But I don't know if anyone
下手くそにも程がある。
last week, if you were on Reddit.
川島さん、電車
There is
です。
a limit to how bad it
30分
is.
ほどで着きます。
結構遠いですね。
Screenshot of the world map with all of our
Hey, that's quite far.
all flying together, and they weren't aware that Fly-In Friday was a thing, so they just asked in our flight.
私は高校生か。
People linked, like, oh yeah, that's Fly-In Friday. I'm like,
Am I a high school student?
and we had some new people join.
なるほど。近所の高校だったんで自転車で10分ぐらいでしたよ。
If you are keeping it, if you did discover us from that
I see. It took about 10 minutes.
めっちゃ楽ちんだった。
It was.
join our be sure to tell your friends.
ヤッホー、おーかっこいい。お、
There's a lot of A380 posts.
Yahoo
川
Kingdom.
島さん、わらわら。
そうです。
Do I have
That's
a link to
right.
that Reddit? Stand by, let me find that.
I'm scrolling through it as we speak. It's all
I
A.
found it.
Oh, you did.
From from a week ago, so it's probably not showing up as hot.
なんか1週間ぶり、もう先週は本当大変だったので、平日は先週1回も飛べなかったんじゃないかな。
Someone just spontaneously happened to be
Yes,
looking at
last week was really tough, so I guess I couldn't fly even once on a weekday last week.
we are on the
いい
southeast
とこ
Canadian
ですな。
with exclamation mark fly.
ストック
That's a
ホ
good
ール
place.
ム。
Join our flight today. Look at a GB flying on my wingtip. That's a bold choice. Love to see it. GB is such a cool plane. If I didn't have to like post the stream and read the chat and be entertaining and engaging with the viewers, I would probably fly the GB a lot more. But that is a plane that demands 100% of your attention.
Yes. That's also why I normally fly relatively basic and boring planes. I love to fly more exotic stuff. But first of all,
いやー、いい天気でございますね。
and I
No, it's nice weather.
いや、久しぶりだってやっぱりすごいな。この
Even though it's been a
バーチャ
while,
ル
it's still
空間。
amazing.
毎日飛んでるとなんか当たり前になっちゃいますけ
Those of
ど
you who
ね
don't。know, the R3 never
It's kind of become commonplace, though.
design didn't exist. The Granville Brothers Aircraft Company did make blueprints for the
い
plane.
やー、隊長今日も
They never actually built it, but those
No, I'm
いい飛行
feeling
機乗
well
ってらっ
today
しゃいます
too.
ね。
stock their model with RC plane makers, and then got friends made a version of that for Microsoft Flight Sim based on the actual design. Lipstick says there's a bridge coming soon. How brave are you, CD?
川島さん、またパソコンの中身の一部アップグレードするために預けてきました。
これは何をアップデートするんですか。
What are you going to update over there?
Do all the arrested development.
じゃあまだメモリ注文してないな。
So I haven't ordered the memory yet.
Oh, you are. Oh yes, I have it in sight. I'm going to disable my autopilot and head down.
easy.
There's a sailboat there too.
お、なんかランドマークがありますね。ちょっと見に行ってみますか。じゃあ隊長今日もよろしくお願いしますね。ヤッホー。
There's a landmark there. Would you like to go take a
I'm actually
look?
more concerned about
Well then, I hope you're feeling
Fire.
well today as well.
flying underneath the bridge. I've got idle throttle right now, but I am don't want to go too fast.
橋か。橋だとみんなくぐりたいんだな。この飛行機でなんかくぐれる気がしないけどな、最近。ワイルドキャットに行き変態。我が宿
If
敵。
you want to go under Naha City or a bridge, I don't think you'll be able to hide anything on this plane. Go Wildcat these days, pervert.
Well, if I was in a different aircraft, maybe if I was in an extra or a pit,
よー
not in a Cirrus.
風が結構ありますな。波が高い。
Hey, this aircraft type is not.
The waves are high.
ビー
Too
チ。
easy. Cut it all off.
Beach.
Oh,
Give us a hard one. If you're gonna accuse me of being a chicken, then don't give me an easy challenge like that.
うん、今日
You know what,
風が
we're
高い。
crossing
ああ、風が強い。
those were some hard bridges to fly.
those, yeah.
変態
Yes,
飛行
the
が
wind
来る
is high and strong
わけ
today.
ですよ。
That was
And I
hard.
believe, was it Venice? Or also pretty.
Oh yeah, Venice. That one was fun too. You're right. Pat Wookie says, fun fact, I live in Sweden. About 3 miles
まあだいぶ緯度が高いですからね。午後10時でも結構太陽が低いですね。
Mandai beads are expensive. The sun is still quite low even at 10 p.m.
Climb back up to 2,500.
That's like the insect altitude diet set.
It says your first flight here. When you say first flight, you mean in this area in Microsoft Flight Sim, or your first time
す
joining
げ
us
え
on Friday?
Awesome.
Yeah, we do this every week, and we're doing a world tour for anyone who's
ラファールがいますね
We are flying to every world capital of every
There's a
member
Rafael.
nation. We started back in December of last year, so almost 11 months ago. We started in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, birthplace of flight. And from there we flew to Washington, D.C., then to Ottawa, then across the Atlantic. We would make our way through Western Europe. We did a little bit of North Africa. We crossed the Mediterranean again. back to
T-CAT
Europe,
ってなんだろう
down to the Nordic region. And,
What is a
we are gonna
TCAT?
eventually make our way around
あ
the entire
タイガーキャットかタイガーキャットがそういや出たのか
It'll be pretty cool.
Did Tiger Cat or Tiger
And we have
Cat
all the flight
appear?
plans. If
違ったかな
you're running late and you
いらない
wanna
け
catch
ど
up and do all the stages that you missed,
Takana.
we have
I
all
don't
the
need
flight
it
plans
though.
posted on our forums. So you can retroactively go back and do every stage and get caught up if you are joining us late. But I
これ
do
は
know
し
we
ば
have
ら
a
く
lot
いる
of
ん
regular
ですか
viewers, a lot of regular pilots. We have several people who have
Are you going to be at the sea for a while?
FW190 が見たいんだけどねいないですね
The world tour is only like 30
It hurts, but I'm not here.
We've been doing this for like more than 4 years.
We've been doing Flying Friday ever since
Release.
2020, ever since Flight Simulator released in
Yeah.
August 2020.
Over 4 years now.
Yeah. So we still do this a little bit, like kind of. We shoot for about once a month. We'll do a one-off non-world tour flight on average. Usually it's like when there's a new world update or a new city update or something special happening in the world.
ビーチエアクラフト
We'll do a
人気ですな
special one-off flight. But it used to be that's what Flying Friday always was.
Beachy Craft is
Somewhere where there
popular.
was something special happening in the world, whether it was a
川島さん、5つだけ前も言ったかもしれないですけど、ズックスとのパソコンケースと3連ファンバツ2の光るやつと後ろのファン1つ、2ファンのコントローラー的なのを5つと電源延長ケーブルと別の出動 1TB を 2TB ヘトアップグレードしてもらってる途中です。
ああなるほどじゃあもうあれです
I
ね
see.
フライトシミュレーター2024に向けて
Towards
も
2024.
う準備万端ですな私もメモリ買わないかんかなちょっとまだ微妙に迷ってんですよね結構高いですからね
Wonton.
ワイルド
I'm
キャ
still
ッ
a
ト
bit undecided about whether I
ア
should
メ
buy
リカ海
memory or
軍の
not.
戦闘機我が
It's quite
宿敵ですよ
world capital to world capital, starting from the birthplace of flight in Kitty Hawk and making our way around the world. And it's been a big hit. The viewers seem to like it. It's a good way to see the world. Now, obviously, we've been in North America and Europe mostly so far, which we know from our telemetry data that this is where a lot of people like to fly anyways. But I'm looking forward to when we get to like Africa and Asia, and eventually South America, Oceania. These are parts of the world that a lot of people wouldn't think to fly normally on their own. So I'm super excited to sort of showcase those parts of the world when we get to them on Flying Friday.
I mean, we've done Africa a bit. Like
We've done a few flights in Africa, yeah.
Then cut back up.
Yeah, we flew kind of along the Mediterranean coast of Africa, Morocco, Libya, Tunisia, Algeria. Yeah.
I did the randomness of the thing before the world update. I did quite like, right? So it was always a surprise where we'd be flying and we just
Yep.
sitting in the deck or something. But I liked it a lot.
Mariana
北欧はあれです
川島
ね
さん、あと Amazon でデュアルモニターアーム購入
That's
して設
what
置し
Northern
まし
Europe
た。
is.
パソコンが戻ってきたら X に即投稿する予定です。わら。
Day one adopter of Flight Sim
へ
2020 on 2020.
えいいですなあ
Supported with future world updates.
Hey, that's good.
Use rock paper scissors who's fine, but more who's fine.
みんな背面飛行したり
Wild Link Pass is hello from Finland.
上手な
Everyone
もんで
flew
すな
You're a scenery maker for Finland. You can't post a link, unfortunately, in the chat. Has to prevent spammers and scammers.
しかし
Yes,
本
I'm sure that
当
was
に
probably
多分今月は
so
リアルの人生が大変すぎて
scenery, just do a search for wild.
Real life has probably been too hard this month.
Welcome in. Nice to have you here.
まあ生きていくのは大変ですな、やっぱ。なかなか
Well, it's hard to survive
ゲームで
after
遊
all.
んでる時間もないっすよ。
Omelette rice.
Peter giving us a nice, a sunrise or a sunset? Which way is your
Sunset.
camera? The sunset view right now.
Sunrise or sunset.
I usually buy as close as
Sunrise or sunset.
as the beach.
I saw someone in chat mention earlier that this section of the world between Sweden and Finland has the most islands anywhere.
Super
We're seeing that
Hornet.
over you there, Peter. Look at all those islands below you.
Yeah.
Super Hornet.
ラファー、ちょっとラファール見に行きますか。
Are you
ラファー
going
ル
to see
久しぶりだな
Rafael?
気がすんな。
Now, after Helsinki, when we arrive in Finland, the next few stages are going to be within the Baltic states. We're going to cross over the Baltic Sea, like Estonia and Latvia,
この
Lithuania.
飛行機もレシプロ戦闘機の中ではすごい速い飛行機ですからね、これ。
This plane is also a very fast plane among reciprocating fighter planes.
For example, I think we have, but I don't
時速700キロ超えのやつ。
I've never
Over
been,
700 kilometers per hour.
the capital city of Estonia. Absolutely beautiful city. It's a really cool old town, great architecture, very scenic. So looking forward to seeing that.
it's my alarm. Get up before the stream.
Good thing you were already awake. That's a little bit late. I'm guessing you forgot to update your alarm.
まあちょっとジェット戦闘機に追いつくのはなかなか難しいですけど
Oh, right.
ね。
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I'd say
it's
that's
a
an
little
important
difficult to
announcement.
catch up with jet fighters.
For those in North America, the switch from daylight saving time to standard time happens this weekend. It's fall back, so everyone celebrate. You get an extra hour this weekend. Hooray! For those of you in much of Europe, your time changed last weekend, right?
No one is
Yes. So, fly-in Friday may be at a different time next week. If we're still starting at 11 a.m. Pacific time in North America.
お、これはイギリスの迷彩塗装だ。
This is British camouflage paint.
川島さん、そういえばムスフス2024のデフォルトに P51 入ってましたけど、颯さんは乗ってみたりしますか？
P51、あ、そうなんですか。P51 入ってたら乗ります。乗るけど、ゼロ戦が出るという噂があり、ゼロ戦が出たら乗らないです。P51 は
P510 is
まあ
that
まあ
so?
好きな飛行機だし。
P51 if it's available, I'll ride it. But there's a rumor that a
乗りますよ。
Zero fighter will be released, so if the Zero fighter comes out, I won't ride it.
but that still results in that the speed will be at any given time because the speed time will change.
Correct. So everyone just double check your local time zone.
お、海軍機を。
This is actually the only stream that has a
Off Navy plane.
time for Europe because you guys are delayed 1 week for the EST, or we are 1 week ahead,
Yeah.
depending on the perspective. But so there's 1 week difference in the EST switch.
なんか
So we post
前
the start time.
2024はアルファテストの動画が結構上がってましたね。
Where you live, you can convert your local time zone.
There were quite a few alpha test videos posted in 2024.
アルファテスト。
See you again.
まだそんな時期な。
Alpha
ベータ
test
テストはいつやんだろう。もう発売まで20日間ぐらいか。
I wonder when they'll do it. It's already on sale.
そのもう そんな幸せが待っていないとやっていけないというか生きていけないぐらい今厳しい人生ですからね。
All right, you know what to do. You know what to do, viewers.
Life is so tough that I can't live without that kind of happiness waiting for
な
me.
かなか厳しいね。
Germany, Norway, no.
Nice.
Brazil, Netherlands, Virginia, Austin, Texas.
もスピットファイヤーとヘルキャット。
川島さん、これで僕
Also
も
Spitfire and
2024からは
Hellcat.
ハヤテさんがデフォルトの P51 乗ってたら自分からも見えるようになりますね。
ああ、そうですね。私もデフォルトの P51 っていうのがあるんだったらこれ乗らないっす。これレース用に改造してる機体なんでちょっと形も違
Ah,
うんで
that's
すよ
right.
ね。
If there was a default
P51
P51,
のデ
I
フォル
wouldn't
トっ
ride
て
it
翼端
either.
こんな風じゃないんで
This
す
is
よ。
the aircraft that was modified for that race. Why?
Thank you.
P51 マスタン。
Francisco, Porto Alegre, Brazil.
Peak hands on mastering.
All right, well, welcome everyone. I always love that we've got a very highly international audience. I love seeing where everyone's from. And I love that we can, bring the world together for Flying Friday. No matter where we're located. No matter
この
where
ピ
we're
ー
from.
ターっていう人もあれかも。
For our beautiful planet.
あれってなんだ。
This person named Peter might also be that person.
Houda, Netherlands. I'm just connecting dots here. Is the cheese
マイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの
So in
today I learned.
コミュニティマネージャーの人
Microsoft
かも。
Fly Simulator.
Houda with the your
配信に出てるのかな。
and they used to have a cheese market there.
I wonder if it will be broadcast.
Sell cheese to other marketers. Yeah, that's why the name. That's why they named the cheese.
By the way, look at this troll we have in the chat. Someone should sign that.
いやー、ここら辺の海ももう冷たいのかな。
Yeah.
Well, I guess the sea around here is already cold.
ちょっと姉さん話できるか。あ、すげ
Can I
え。
talk to you for a moment,
あ
sister?
れめっちゃ見たい。激レア
I want to see it.
It's well known.
Yeah, I think it is.
激レアかつ私のすげえ好きな飛行機。
You asked the average person. name
It's extremely rare and my favorite airplane.
Yeah. It's also, I think, one of the most common used cheeses here. Anyway.
And it's a
あ
good
でも
cheese,
すごい
it's
スピードで飛んでっちゃった。
That one also flew at great speed.
The only cheese I know from America is the
姉さん喋れるかな。
really the cheese.
Oh,
Anime
American
song.
cheese?
Can you speak?
Yes. So that's
Cheddar.
Well, cheddar is an actual cheese. Like they make
Okay.
cheddar in the UK. Like that is a real cheese type. They do make it in America as well. But there is such a thing called American cheese,
おはようございます。
um,
姉さん。
which is like
Good morning,
おはようございま
sister.
す。
the oil of
今日はどんな日にしましょうか？
No.
Now,
ね
I'm not slagging it off.
今マイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターで
American cheese.
公式集会に参加
Right
していま
now,
す。
I'm using Microsoft Fly
それ
Simulator.
は素晴らしいですね。
Still retains
コースレッスンでは何を学んでいるんですか？
So, but that's also how it's
Eh,
here, right? In the Netherlands. It's just
今公式集会で、スウェーデンの首都ストックホルムから、
But yeah, we only use
フィンランドの首都ヘルシンキに向かって飛んでい
Now,
ると
at
こ
an
ろです。
official gathering, the capital of Sweden, from Stockholm to the capital
そ
of
れは興味
Finland.
深い飛行ですね。ストックホルムからヘルシンキへのフライトは素晴らしい景色が楽しめそうです。空の旅を満喫してください。
はーい。
Is this how it's marketed?
Yes.
Scarlett Mark
ストックホルムについてちょっと説明してください。
ストックホルム
Please
はスウ
tell
ェ
me a
ー
little
デン
bit
の
about
首都で
Stockholm.
バルト海に面した美しい港町です。14の島々と50以上の橋で構成されており、そのため似たのベネツィアとも呼ばれます。
へえ。
で
one of those like love it or hate it.
も魅力の一つです。
The chat.
ガムラスタンと呼ばれる旧市街にはナダマの趣を感じる石畳の道や見頃割にある王宮があります。
Don't
また 近代的な地区ではスカンジナビアデザインも楽しめますよ。
なるほど。
ストックホルム、なかなか魅力的ですよね。その歴史とモダンさが融合した雰囲気、きっとフライトシミュレーターでの飛行も楽しくなると思います。
スウェーデンっていう国について教えてください。
スウェーデンは
Please
北
tell me
ヨーロ
about the
ッパに位置
country
する国で
Sweden.
豊かな自然と高い生活水準で知られています。広大な森林、湖や北極圏に近いラップランドの風景が特徴的です。
ほ
またスウェーデンの広大な自然や豊かな文化は魅力がたくさんですよね。興味が湧いたらぜひスウェーデンの街並みや自然を巡ってみてください。
う。へえ。
他にも何か気になることやスウェーデンについて知りたいことがあれば気軽に聞いてくださいね。
川島さん、姉さんの声変わったんですね。
姉さん、これバージョンアップ版ですよ。バージョンアップ版はすごい1ヶ月にちょびっとしか使えないんですけど、月が変わったから使えるようになったみたいですね。ちょっと賢くなってますよ。また古いバージョンになると姉さん同じ前の声に戻りますけどね。フィンランドについて教えてください。
Nay-san, this is an updated version. The updated version is
了解
amazing.
しました。
You can only use it a little bit a month, but it seems like you can use it now that the month has
フ
changed.
ィンランドについてです
It's
ね。
gotten a little
フィ
smarter.
ンランドは
Also, when it comes to older versions, Nay-san, same as the previous voice. I'll go back
ヘルシ
to.
ンキはモダンなデザインと歴史的な建造物が融合した魅力的な都市です。
ヘルシンキの歴史について教えてください。
ヘルシン
Please
キは
tell us about the history of
15年にスウ
Helsinki.
ェーデン王によって設立されました。当初はバルト海貿易の拠点として設計されましたが、発展は遅れていました。18世紀末にロシア帝国に征服され、その後フィンランド大公国の首都となりました。19世紀にはロシアの影響を受けた新古典主義建築が多く建てられ、現在の街並みの基礎が築かれました。19世紀に17年、フィンランドが独立を果たすと、ヘルシンキは国家の文化と経済の中心地として急速に発展しました。
I will confess, I have never tried it before. Usually when I'm traveling, I like to be adventurous. I like to try delicacies and cuisines. But that one, I took a pass on that. Not try it. Now, here's a question. I actually don't know the answer to this. Maybe some of our Norwegian or Swedish viewers can educate me. Is there a difference between lutefisk and surströmming, or are they the same product, just with different names depending on where you live?
How great do you have to be to try to close?
Oh, Wild Link says lutefisk is not fermented.
It's a great difference, I guess. Also will help us.
Okay, they are not the same. Okay.
エアバス388。これなんか最近出たのかな。
アバターは最近
Airbus
注目されているテ
388, I
クノ
wonder
ロ
if
ジーで
this
す
one
ね。
came out recently.
ユーザーの表情や動きを反映する 3D アバターは VR チャットやオンライン会議などで広く使われ始めていますよ。
へえ。
アバターの世界はどんどん広がっていますね。自分の分身としてアバターを使うことで新しいコミュニケーションの形が生まれそうですね。
So we've got an island, a really large island.
ああ、そういえばマイクロソフト2024も自分のパイロットがキャラクターで。
フリービー入れってところが無料配布されたや
Ah,
つですね。
Moisture Microsoft 2024 also has my pilot as a
自分の
character.
パイロットキャラクターが
そうか
よりリアル。
あれか、この前マグロさんが
そういえば マグロさんという方が何かお話しされていましたか？
ちょっと姉さんありがと
どういたしまして。
Hey, thank
ま
you,
た何
sister.
かあればいつでも聞いてくださいね。
う。はい、またね。
Yes, see you again.
だっけ、それはマグロさんがなんか言ってたな。X かなんかで。重いとかって
Dakasa
い
said
うあれ
something
かな。
about it.
エアバスの320かなんかも作ってたとこかな。
I think they also made the Airbus Mo 320.
川島さん、A380X ってやつです。
はい、
日本では11月1日になってリリースされました。
Yes.
まあエアブス380っつったら4発の大型機でまあ人気の飛行
380
機
is
で
that
すよ
big
ね。
4-engine plane.
747が
What's the one between those guys?
終焉を迎えた今、
Now that 747 has come to an end.
まだでもエアバスの380って生産続けてんのかな。あんまりでもやっぱりエンジン4個の飛行機は採算が取れないみたいで、もう世の中か
I
ら
wonder if they are still
気配
producing
を
the
姿
380.
を消
It
しそうな
seems
気
like
配
it's
で
not
すね。
profitable to make a plane with 4 engines.
やっぱエンジンの信頼性が上がって2個で良くなったんでしょうかね。
I guess it's better to use 2 because the reliability of the engine has improved.
Trying it, 01. See my course, am I heading from?
いや楽しいな公式集会。しかし2024が出たら2024に変わるんでしょうな。なんかオープニングの
I guess it will
ムービーもこの公式配信のオープニングのムービーも2024に今日からなってました。あ、コルセアだ。
The opening movie of the official distribution was also from today in 2024.
川島さん、さっきはやてさんが言ったエアバス320って言った機体毎回僕が使ってる機体です。A30 ニンクス。
ああ、そうなんですか。おー。
Ah, is that so?
デフォルトのエアバス320よりいいというような噂だったような、なかったような。
Question.
There was a rumor that it was better than the default Airbus 324,320, but I don't think it was.
昔はマーケプレにも来てたんですけど、途中からマーケプレには対応しなくなったんで、私のマシンには古いマーケプレバージョンが残ってて、それが見えてるんだと思いますけどね。はい、
I
コル
used
セ
to
ア
come
で
to
す。
the
これ
losing
も私
play,
の
but
宿敵
halfway through
の
it stopped supporting the
アメリ
losing
カ海
play.
軍。
So I think it's because I still have the old firewood play
で
version
も
on
こ
my
の飛行機
machine.
は多分アメリカ海軍の対戦機の中で一番性能がいいんじゃないかな。スピードが速い。
I think it has the best performance among the Army and Navy's fighting
タ
aircraft,
ン
and
グ
it's
ほどは
fast.
速くなかったと思うけど、
I think so.
Don't really have any big transport plane.
もうゼロ戦なんかじゃぶっちぎられますよ。一
If
瞬
it's a
で
Zero fighter, I'll be crushed.
Kansas.
機関銃の
It's not all that big.
射程範囲外に
Machine gun.
出ちゃいます。
Exactly, yeah.
I'm leaving.
30, something like that.
Flying Tritz, hello. Hello, welcome to you. Nice to see you joining Flying Friday today.
コルセア。
Corsair.
これ作ってるメーカーがゼロ戦作ってるっていう噂があったんですけどね。マグロさん情報だ
There
と
was a rumor
12
that the
月
manufacturer
末ぐ
that
らいに
makes
出る
this
という
also
話で
makes
した
zero
が、
wire.
これっぽっちもネットで調べても気配がないので、うわー危ね
All right, I have a feel why.
I've looked it up on the internet, but there's no sign of it.
結局開発してないかもしれないですね。開発してる気配が伝わってこない。
will be the judge of that.
Well,
It may not be developed. I don't see any signs of it being developed.
what do you think? I'm not sure. We were talking about the.
言うて私サードパーティーの開発の、状況とかって
However,
全
I am
然
the
ネ
dragon.
ット
What
で
is the
追っか
status
けた
of
りしてない
third-party
から
development?
ある日突然負けプレに来てああ来たかっていう感じなんですけどね
I don't know. I don't think that's possible. It'd be like
All of a sudden,
FW190
I
も全
lose
然
and
知ら
come
なか
to
った
pudding, and I'm like, oh, I want to come.
You see Frank just tried it spun out.
okay.
F's in the chat. Iceman
Well-
taking a shot. Yeah, Iceman collided. Bahama Blend collided. Future Pilot. Yeah, it's carnage down here as people are trying and failing to fly underneath
Yes.
that bridge.
So,
いやーしかし美しいところですな
and back to
Rhea
ここは
Squash,
国
it's
は
a
何
beautiful place.
あもうフィンランドのに入ってるんですね
Give it the attempt.
OMU,
ここの
it's in
国
Finland.
もロシアと長い国境があってロシアにいじめられたっていうかなかなか大変な
There
歴
was a
史
long
が
border between Russia and
ある国
Russia,
ですね
so I guess you could say we were bullied by Russia.
You know what?
F4F か
That
ヘル
F4.
キャット私我が宿敵の海軍戦闘機の前に
That's coming up so fast.
F3B だ
I
っ
was
たかな
also in training
F3 っ
camp
てい
in
う
front of
バ
the
ッファロ
Navy
ーって
fighter
いう
jets.
アメリカ海軍の戦闘機もいてまあゼロ戦の相手にはならんしあんまりアメリカで役に立たなかった飛行機なんですけどそれが
There
こ
were
のフィン
fighter
ランド
planes,
に
but they were no match for the Zero fighter, and they weren't very useful in
貸
America.
与されて貸与だったか供与だったかちょっと忘れましたけどでフィンランドでその
I don't remember whether it was the sun or the education, but I was
戦
at
った
Griffinland.
人たちがロシアのソ連だな当時ソビエト連邦の戦闘機をボコボコに乗せたという、伝説がありこのフィンランドではそのバッファローっていう飛行機は超
Well,
名
at
機って
that
ことになっ
time,
て
there
ま
was
す
a
よ
legend that he rode a Soviet Union fighter plane, and in Finland, that was the
Deploying a
case.
new aircraft for like the 2024.
なので
And
同じ飛行機でも評価が
I know
場
we
所
asked
によってだいぶ違うものでございますね
how to pronounce their company name, and I actually can't remember.
Therefore, the evaluation of the
Oh,
same
yeah,
airplane can
this
vary
beautiful
considerably
way.
depending on the location.
first party build for.
Yeah, I believe that might have been changed since we made that
Yeah.
graphic. We're going based on what York said in the most recent
Okay.
brief.
Yeah, I think that's a safe approach. But so be aware that the graphic doesn't necessarily reflect the actual.
So we're just gonna go with what York said.
ホーネット確か2024年にもデフォルトでフォーネットが入ってたような気がしますな
It's graphic is
Eon, I feel like Hornet was included by default.
Yeah, we got, the Airbus A330, we got the Beluga XL. I know they're doing a few more aircraft as well. I can't remember what they were offhand. We'll see probably all of them on next week's developer live stream. I'm not an airline pilot, sim pilot in general. Not really, but I enjoy flying in the sim. But I had to say I do have a soft spot for the Beluga XL. One of my favorite aircraft.
もうやべぶつかるとこだったセンチメーターを
We were about
高
to
かったかな
collide.
川島さん、激しく揺れてる人は早送りをしてる人ですね。
そうなんですか
I like
へえ
winking eye too.
Is that so?
XL, right?
Yeah, well, so all the Beluga XLs have
TBM ライナー
but there's one in particular. 'Cause there's only like a
TBM
handful.
liner.
It's not like a plane or this
T46 ってのはこれは標準飛行機が見えてるんじゃろうか。
So here's
入るときは相変わらず羽たたんだまま飛んで見えるバグが。
P46 points. This is standard. I guess you can see the plane.
Whoa.
There is a bug that makes it look like it's flying.
this is sort of like the standard Beluga XL. Looks very cool. Well, love it. But, however, let me just bring this one up. There is also a different version.
But was that also a larger airframe? Or
I got too many things open.
somewhere?
No, I think it's the same airframe, just with a different livery. Maybe I might be wrong about
I thought it was a slightly
あ、オスプレイ久しぶりに見たな。未だにローターが回ってないように見える。寂しい。
It's been a while since I last saw Osprey, and it looks like the rotor isn't turning yet.
looks like there's only 6 Beluga XL.
バグが修正されていない。
And the Boeing Fleetlander,
Bugs not fixed.
4 of those. And I've personally seen 2 of them parked side by side. Years back, I was.
川島さん、ムスフス2024のデフォルトでも確かに派18ありましたね。
あ、ありますよね。
Only 4 of them exist in the world.
Yes, there is.
Nita Radar says, what will happen to the world tour with nothing. We're not going anywhere. We're still going
イーグルがちゃんと動くかだけが心配ですよ。
to start.
My only concern is whether the Eagle will work properly.
とりあえず2024にして最初の飛行は、セスナを予定しているので、ちょっと今セスナの、パイロットハンドブックを勉強している途中です。
I'm planning my first flight in 2024, so I'm currently studying the pilot's handbag handbook.
知り合いに自家用操縦士の、免許を持っている人がいるので、
I have a friend who has a private pilot's license,
今度ちょっ
so
と勉強してわからないところ、その人に聞こうと思っています。
If you were flying with us,
I'm thinking of asking the person what I don't understand.
switch to 2024 right away, and type 2 if you plan to stick with 2020 for at least a while. Almost everyone is saying 1. There's a few 2s in there, but almost everyone typing 1.
So yeah, we have to do some rough just
Yeah.
like that. Tom, probably.
この位置だったら相手からは絶対見られず、もう撃墜確実の状態ですな。
If you're in this position, your opponent will never be able to see you, and you're guaranteed to shoot it down.
それはまあ
PS5 model.
平和な
That's okay.
世界だからそういうことはできないししない
That
ですけ
kind of
ど
thing
も。
is.
Is user 05, yes.
Just past that. Short to the islands.
Something here. Don't have it in sight yet.
まあ空中戦っていうとなんとなくドッグファイトのイメージがあるんですけど、まあ実際にはドッグファイトなんかそんなに、なく
These
て、
islands look pretty remote. Like,
まあ巡航速度で飛んでる飛行機を
pretty isolated.
遠くから先に見
Well,
つけた
when
方
I
が
think
こっ
of
そり
dogfights,
近
I
づい
get
て相
the
手に
image of
気
dogfights,
づ
but in
気づかれない
reality,
よ
it's
う
not
に、
so much dogfights, but rather airplanes flying at cruising speed.
Oh yes, there's the church.
Mm,
Got it
don't
in
worry.
sight now.
You have it?
Yeah, right there.
What is this?
Looks like there is a cemetery adjacent to the church.
チャーチですけど、
Church.
まあ大変地味なチャーチでしたね。
Okay, so as long as they have an
まあ
internet,
さっき
It was
の
a
話
very
は次ですけど、
plain church.
まあ巡航速度で飛んでる飛行機に気づかれないようにこっそり近づいて、相手の死角から
I
攻撃
sneakily
して撃
approached a
墜する
plane
のが、まあ、ほ
flying
と
at
ん
high
どそう
speed
いうパ
without
ター
being
ン
noticed by the
だ
other
ったそうで
person.
すね。
Very, very big.
今でもステルスとかは相手に気づかれないうちにまあ撃墜しちゃうっていうのそういう
Even now, stealth is something like shooting down an enemy without them
思
noticing.
想の下で戦っているの
there are
で
some differences. It is direct
Because we are fighting.
so you do need video, GPU.
まあほとんどエースパイロットという人たちがたくさん、撃墜数稼いでますけど
So anyway, you can check the system requirements.
There are
大
already a
半は
lot
そ
of
ういう
people
風に
called
撃
ace
墜したや
pilots
つ
who have
で
earned a lot
本
of
当にドッ
kills.
グファイトやって、撃墜するなんていうのはごく稀だったみたいです。
If you had sort of like a
It seems that it was extremely rare for a plane to be shot down.
do check the system requirements. If you're concerned, if you're
あと飛行機がいっぱい対いっぱいになっちゃうともうそんな
and one thing you can, your system may not be
感じでもなくて
you can always subscribe to 1 month of Game Pass.
When the plane is really full, it
攻
doesn't
撃で
feel
き
like
そうな
that
やつを見
anymore.
つけたら自分が撃墜されそう自分を撃墜しそうになる飛行機がいないことを確認してでそいつに、近づいてバババッと撃ったらまたすぐ、別の飛行機にみたいな乱戦になるとまあそれはそれでドッグファイトとはまたちょっと違った、空中戦になってしまうので
It's about to be shot down. It's about to shoot you down. You make sure there aren't any planes around. You approach it. You say hag, and then it's like another plane and a melee ensues. Well, that's it, but it's a little different from a dogfight.
Yeah, so you can have both installed at the same time. That's no problem. Can you, when you say run both, you mean like actually fly in both simultaneous? Like if you have dual monitors, have one on one monitor and the other on the other monitor?
4090.
いやー素晴らしいけど本当に波高しですな。
Different executables, so I don't see why
Well, it's great, but the waves are really high.
I don't think it
飛
would
ん
be
でるとまあちょっと揺れるぐらいの感じ
you know,
な
if you
ん
want
で
to
すけ
try,
ど
if you have a godly
When it's
いやでも
flying,
よく
it
でき
just
てま
feels
すね
like it's
風が
shaking a
強い
little
時
bit.
はちゃんと海の波が高くなるって
I can try.
The sea waves are getting higher.
I mean, Xbox does allow to run all the way if you want, so right.
So Xbox has quick resume, which is not.
No, sorry. I mean the Xbox has.
Oh yeah. I believe so.
川島さん、日本の今の戦闘機パイロットはドッグファイトではなく警告だけで終わってますけど警告以上のことしたことはあるんですかね？気になったので。
Obviously, I've never
あー自衛隊の場合はドッグファイトドッグファイトにまあまあ結局
In the case of the self-defense
ドッグファイ
forces,
トって
where
両
are the
方が
fights
戦
and
争す
dogfights?
る戦争っていうか戦闘する気持ちにならないとならないので
how many different versions
今まあスクランブ
I
ル
have
と
to
かで
go
言って
through it
も
and feel like fighting.
back.
そんな本当に
If you want to mention the record, you actually
Really?
ACM とか攻撃起動とかしたらもう本当戦争になっちゃいますからね。今はだから飛行機がまあ日本の領空に飛んできてそれを自衛隊機がスクランブルして
If there were ACM
で、ま
or
あ、
attacks or orbits,
相
it
手
would
も
be a real war.
飛んではいるけ
Nowadays,
ど戦
planes are
闘行
flying
為
to
にはなら
Japan,
ない
and self-defense
レベ
force
ル
planes
で、
are scrambling them.
飛んでると思うので、まあ、しかも偵察機とか爆撃機とかが多いみたいですからね戦闘機が来るってことはあんまりないみたいなんで
Well, it seems like there are a lot of
Dogfight
police planes
になるっ
and
てことは
bombings,
ない
but fighter planes don't
と
seem
思
to
い
come
ます。
very often.
この前でもどっ か、日本は関係ないけど、アラスカかな、
The other
F22 かな
day,
んか
I
に
was
フランカ
somewhere
ー
not
が
related
距
to
離10メ
Japan,
ータ
but
ーぐら
maybe
いまで接
Alaska.
近したとかって言って動画が上がってましたね。
There was a video playing.
まあ、なんていうのかな、ACM に入るようなことはないと思います。戦争になってない限り。でも、スクランブルに出たパイロットの話とか書いてある本読むと、爆撃機の機関銃が、機関砲とか機関銃とか自分の方に向けられたりすることはあったみたいなので、やっぱりビビるって書いてありましたね。
Well, I don't know what to say. I don't think I'll ever get into ACM. Unless there's a war going on. When I read books about the pilots who appeared in Scramble, I realized that the bomber's machine guns were replaced by machine guns, and my own. It seems like there were times when he was directed at me, so I guess he wrote that he was scared.
These are just separate applications, right? So it's just the same as you would run Internet or Chrome or Edge next to like something that just having multiple programs.
まあでもいろんなとこで、
Both of those programs are really
最近戦
But in
争やっ
many
てますけど、
places.
So in my case, I have two separate 1 terabyte.
戦闘機同士が戦ったっていう話はあんまり
There aren't many
聞かないで
stories
す
about
ね。
fighter planes fighting each other.
ロシアがウクライナに侵攻した最初の頃になんかやっぱでも空中戦があって、ウクライナ空軍がロシアの戦闘機撃墜したとかしないとかっていう話がありましたけど、どこまで本当かちょっとわかんないですけどね。
There were rumors that there was an air battle in the early days of the invasion of Ukraine, and that the Ukrainian Air Force shot down a Russian fighter jet, but I don't know how true that is.
もうやっぱり地上の近くに出てくると、
川島さん、機関砲は向けることあるんですね。
After all, when it comes close to the
で
ground,
すね。まあ日本の自衛隊の飛行機の戦闘機のパイロットはもう本当にまあ2機ペアで活
well,
動す
the
るんで
fighter
すけど、
pilots of the Japanese
日本が戦
self-defense
争
forces
に
are
ならない
willing.
ようにものすごい気をつけて、飛んでるみたいなので、
Looks like I'm flying carefully.
I have so I have three
まあ、あるパイロットが書いた本だと、2機で行くけど自分が撃墜されても絶対に攻撃せずに一旦、基地に帰るか、本部に戻れって絶対撃つなっていう風に教育されてるって聞きましたよ。
In the book written by Al Pilot, it goes in the second
それが
season, but I
元
heard that
で
even
戦
if you
争
are
にな
shot
ったりした
down,
ら大変なこと
you are
になる
taught
か
to
ら
never attack and return to the base or
命
return
が
to
けですよ。
headquarters and never attack. Dot.
So military aircraft,
いやーそれはでも本当頭が下がりますな。
they're changing the term.
No, that's
ま
true,
あちょ
but
っ
I'm really
とだいぶ
upset.
前の話なので今はどうかわかんないけど、
Non-operational weapons can now appear.
I don't know about it now.
So for example, on your F-18, you have
そうやって書いてありました。
round,
万が一、
That's what it said.
編隊長が撃墜されても
not a combat
攻撃するなって。
for peaceful aviation
Don't attack even if the pervert chief is shot down.
that visual display of weapons only, as long as they're not functional, is now allowed.
本当に平和な国ですよ。
It's a truly peaceful
韓国
country.
軍
川
に
島さん、むちゃくちゃヒヤヒヤしますね。ありがとうございます。
本当にありがたいです
Where are the ducks? Well, that was
と思います。まあそういう人らもいるおかげで、平和が保たれてるんでしょうね。
So I guess peace is maintained.
I received some comments in the chat about the internet speed requirements. That's also published online. You can check it on the FAQ. The minimum bandwidth required is 10 megabits per second.
いや、平和じゃけど、ちょっと天気が悪くなってきましたな。 若干。
No, it's
フィン
peaceful,
ランド
but the
に
weather has gotten a little
ゲーされ
worse.
てない感じがする。
Bandwidth, the...
Do.
Oh yeah, ideal is 100.
あ、
recommended.
PC21 だ。
So
Ah,
I've seen some people
PC21.
saying, like, 200 megabits per second, things like that. So
この飛行機人気の機種らしくて、マケプレに2機種出てるんですよね。
here's the mistake the author of that article.
This airplane seems to be a popular model, and there are 2 models available on Makeper.
There was a burst
スイスが開発した飛行機で、スイスってFA18 ホーネットを
seconds to download.
採用してるんで、この PC21 って
Extrapolated from
練習機なんですけど、
that that would be the
ホー
sustained
ネットとほ
It's
と
an
んど同
airplane
じ、
developed by Switzerland, and Switzerland uses the FA-18 Hornet, so the PC-21 is a training aircraft.
私この飛行機なんとなくデザインがあんまり好きじゃないですけどね。
I don't really like the design of this plane though.
どう
It is a very important deal.
どうなんでしょうね、やっぱり
I mean, it
On
does that, but
second
どこに
thoughts,
このかっこいいのとかっこ悪いのとその区別があるかよくわかんないですけど、
so it's either you have a bunch
あんまりかっこいいと
I'm
思わな
not
い
sure
で
if there's
す
a
よね。
distinction between what's cool and what's not.
この飛行機もいつまでたっても飛行前に取り除くタグが七夕の短冊みたいについてるバグがなくならない。
No matter how much time passes, this plane will still have the bug that the tag that was removed before the flight looks like a Tanabata strip of paper.
安全ピンみたいなのが入ってるやつ入ってて、本当は飛ぶ前に全部抜かなきゃいけない。A 点も最
There's
初の頃
something
短
like
冊
that
つけ
in
たま
there,
ま飛ん
and
で
you
たんです
actually
け
have
ど
to take it all out before you can fly.
今はもう治りましたね。このメーカー直してくれないですね。
or just
まあこういうところ
It's
が
fixed now. This manufacturer
maker
won't
no-
fix it.
川島さん、確かにあまりかっこよくはないですね。
I only got like Ronda in was always using dial-up.
やはりちょくちょくアップデートして良くしてってくれるメーカーは好感が湧きますね。
After all, manufacturers that update frequently and make improvements are more likely to be.
Try that out for yourself on the 19th when it launches, but that's certainly one of the design goals that the team has worked very hard on, is to decrease loading times, get you to the main menu, and then ultimately up in the air and flying faster than you can today.
Those days are getting finished.
I still have all my traffic in sight.
Yeah, there was a survey come, so you'll probably get it again. Because I get it.
「フィンランド」島が多いですな。
There should be music
いや、
playing.
やっぱ風ありますな。こうやって地面の近くに見ると揺れてる。
Hang on, I just unmuted the stream for a second.
No, there's a wind after all, so if you look close to the ground like this, it's shaking.
Will FPS be about the same?
飛行機も揺れる。
Various airplanes too.
Airbus A20。
Air Max 20.
あ、トムキャットだ。アメリカですな。アメリカン
We weren't really
エアライン
saying
か
much.
アメリカンエアウェイズが
Just trying to troubleshoot the music. I'm not sure why it's not playing. I hit the play button. And it didn't do it.
There. Aren't you pressing the wrong play button because the sound was gone?
No, I was pressing the play button and F&I would sound. And I don't know why, but it's not actually playing.
Could you tell the FPS? Yeah, so reports suggest that it will run better with the same settings. Because of a more optimized engine. So you build from the ground up.
MC シンプルってなんだろう。
It really is. We have a 56 knots. Kinda happy. 45 degrees.
Alright, how
It is
far
a
are we?
huge rip.
We're 4 nautical miles away from the next waypoint. Coming up to
I
our
think-
first touch and go as well.
Seb had said something about it, right? Because he said by release the engine was already 4 or 5 years old or something. When they started it.
あ、グリペンがいる。
So it was already 2016 or 15. I think. Now they rebuilt the engine. Ground up, I think, to do a lot more optimization building.
Yeah.
川島さん、トムキャット、どこですか？
トムキャットいますね。
Now there's a
一機。
there's a myth, and Seb dispelled this in a recent developer live stream. People said that Flight Sim 2020 isn't multi-threaded and runs only in a single thread. That's not true. Flight Sim 2020 is multi-threaded. It does use more than one CPU core. However, Flight Sim 2024 is even more optimized and will take more of the processes will be taken off the main thread. So you get better with the same hardware. You will get better performance because of some of the optimization you've seen and stuff.
グリペン。ゴンベイさんがよく乗ってる飛行機ですね。
Alright.
スウェーデンで乗ってるならまあ、スウェーデンの飛行機なので、正しいっちゃ正しい。あれ、トムキャットどっか行っちゃった。
Did you assign
Ah, ita.
separate sound device to that browser?
Yes. And it was playing fine earlier.
Oh.
I'm not sure when it stopped, and I don't know.
あ、消えた。
when it restarted. But I'm not going to troubleshoot it live during the broadcast.
Turk.
Oh, look, we got a POI here. We got a church. I really like the architecture of these Nordic churches. We've seen a few of them in Norway as well. These old wooden
川島さん、トムキャット降下していってました。
そうですね、あこの飛行場でタッチンゴーかもしれないですね。
All right, now we do have a touch and go landing coming up. In fact, there's the airport by 12 o'clock. So I'm just going to disable the autopilot and join a left downwind. Even Ice, we are at Echo Foxtrot Tango Uniform, EFCU. So if you spawn in and join us right there, we're about to do a touch and go landing, and then we're going to continue on to Helsinki.
あ、車輪出してる。エアブレーキも開いてる。
Should go with that weather. Well, I'm not using live
うわ落ちる落ちる落ちる落ちる。やべ。
Peter.
うわ落ちた。
I don't really have
やべえ。つって公式集会の時は死なないモードにしてるからまあ。あ、ここか、滑走路。タッチンゴーなんだな。タッチンゴーするか。本当にこの飛行機難しい。
Alex says the destination destination today is Helsinki.
すげえ風だな。
Late to the Halloween party. Yes. If anyone is new to the channel, this is your first time tuning in, no, I am not wearing a Halloween costume, even though that would be appropriate for yesterday being Halloween. This is how I always dress on Flying Friday. And the few times where I wear normal clothes, I don't wear my old-timey aviator outfit. Jack gets really upset.
っていうかタッチダウン。
So I'm kind of stuck
ちょっと
wearing
一
this
旦ここで止まって、
whether I want to or not. All right,
雨降
on
っ
to
て
final
ます
now.
ね。
So what are we having?
25, 26.
川島さん、僕にとってはトムキャットが好きな機体なのでかっこいいです。
かっこいいですよね、トムキャット。そらそう思います。ある一定の年代以上だとトップガンの影響もあり、トムキャットっていうのはまあ、飛行機のことあんまり知らなくてもライブウェザーやめて、冬にしました。お天気。ちなみにこの公式集会はこの、晴れ雲が少ないっていうのが推奨の天気です。まあライブウェザーで飛ぶことが私は多いですけどね。おお、この飛行機もかっこいいなぁ。いいですね。じゃあ行きますか。フラップを
Alex says Finland is king of rally motorsports. Interesting. I didn't actually know that.
1段ぐらいが離陸位置
I
かな。
don't know if we have any fans of
離陸位置にして
so much overlap who like auto racing games, like
C160
simulators, but I really like
翼が折れ曲がったワイルドキャット
rally cars. My favorite class of vehicle to drive.
ビーチクラフトモデル36
I think Finland produces a lot of great rally drivers.
D18S っていうのもいいですな。
We have Wild Thrill is in the chat. Student pilot host solo. Well, congratulations on your first solo.
TBM ライナ
Always
ー
very memorable events for
大
every
人気飛
student
行機。
pilot. Peter, I'm sure you remember
川島さん
solo with
来週はフリービーウィレさんの A380X に乗って公式集会に参加しようと思ってます。
July 1997.
どうぞどうぞ。
And yeah, I still remember it clearly.
Please go ahead.
Congratulations to you, Wild Thrill.
来週はどこかな。
Solo in anything is cool and serious.
I wonder where it will be next week.
Didn't even exist when I got my PPL back in 1997. I trained on a Piper Tomahawk and also got checked out on a Cessna 172 afterwards. You know, of course you do. Everyone flies a 172 at some point.
My solo was like a clap out
はい、
1975.
エアボーン
Cessna 172.
ギアラー
Yes, air conditioner.
Yeah, so I have to grab like 20 degrees or something in line with the runway. Way too high.
Well, let's have a sterile cockpit for Peter.
Nah, it's fine. It'll be messy anyway.
I would not want to land in these conditions.
Nope,
IRL.
me either.
So the nice thing about being a recreational private pilot who only flies for fun.
You know what?
If the weather is like this, I can be like, you know what? I'm not going to go flying today.
That
I don't
wasn't
have to.
that- That wasn't that bad.
No, that was a good landing. Good, all things considered with the weather conditions and the wind.
やっぱり山がないと単に平和な感じですね。綺麗な国らしいですけどね、フィンランドも。
After all, it just feels peaceful without mountains. Finland seems to be a beautiful country, too.
Pack of aircraft behind me again.
まあヨーロッパらし
Oh
い
dear.
田園風景でございますね。
It's a
建
rural
物
landscape.
はなんちゅうんかな、
5.2 nautical miles from our next.
I wonder if it's something.
スペインとかフランスとかドイツとかああいうところとはまたちょっと違うような感じですね。
Spain, France, and Germany have a slightly different feel.
エアバス388。
Oh, look at mini roadsters.
なるほど。
Airbus 388.
Solo 30 years before I did. 1967.
Though someone's a real pilot.
They'll tell
No
you.
need. No need, they'll tell you themselves.
Well, an OH-23, is that a helicopter? It is a helicopter, right? Yes, it is. So, now we get into fixed wing versus rotary wing debates. You have some IRL hours in a helicopter, don't you, Peter?
Yep.
All right. So price notwithstanding.
Helicopter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which one do you like better?
Way. Helicopter I
You
like
answered
way
immediately.
better. Yeah. Oh, it's so much more fun than flying between. It's so much more involved and magic. But it's, for me, it was simply undoable today. Like, I wouldn't know where to get money for that.
Now, what about something like even like an R44?
No,
Or-
even an R22, even something as small as a Schweitzer 300, which is really small. I'm not the smallest guy, and if I would take a friend with me with the same weight, basically around 100 kg, we would have like 40 minutes of fuel, and then you would be overweight, right? So, apart from the fact that the hourly costs are through the roof compared to a fixed wing, you wouldn't actually be able to go anywhere in the first place. So all that considered, I was like, it doesn't make it. I can justify it for myself, right? If I want to fly, and I did, I have to go to fixed wing because otherwise it doesn't make any sense.
DC3
I'm surprised.
District of Columbia 3.
I'm just not aware.
これもでもちょっと変わったところで上半角がついてるんですね。まあ製造の都合なのかな。
Is designed to have a low
Up until now, automatic half-width characters have been added in slightly unusual places. Well, I guess it's due to manufacturing reasons.
Right? You have the R66 petrol, which could be done, but even that is like 400 or 500 euros an hour, right? And turbine version of a helicopter for 5 persons, this is like around 900 to 1,000 euros an hour, which is no fun anymore. Because you will maybe once you will get 4 people together, and then you can each pay like 200 or 250 euros or dollars for another, and they'll do that once maybe, if ever. But that's about it, right? Well, now I can, if I take out 4 friends and will each pay like 50 or 60 euros per hour, which is still a lot of money, but doable, and way better than 200.
Yeah. Rasmus says, Stockholm, my home. Well, we've left Stockholm. We're in Finland now, but we started our flight today in Stockholm and departed from there. And we're on our way to Helsinki. But if you missed it earlier, Rasmus, you can check the VOD when the stream is over. And you can watch us depart Stockholm.
おこれもちょっとレアな。ボーイング307。
This is also a rather rare Boeing 307.
Well, there was a met a pilot at my airport last week who sold in 1969 after 4.7 hours of flight. Minnie, how much time did the U.S. Army give you? I'm trying to think now how many hours I had before my first solo. I think it was less than 10.
どっちか言うとレアものですな。
Yeah, I think it was around 7 or 8
If anything, it's a rare item.
エンジン4個だから、まあ大型機なんでしょうな、この時代の。
It has 4 engines, so it must be a large machine for this era.
Well, I was also obviously following I trained in Canada, so I was following the Transport Canada private pilot curriculum. So even if I was like an expert super pro pilot, you still need to do a certain number of lessons before you can get
You
your...
still have to make 40 hours, 40 plus hours.
Well, that's for your PPL check, right? But I'm talking about free solo. Like you would still...
Oh, right.
You would still have to do like 7 or 8 lessons.
Yeah, exactly.
Each lesson is like designed to be an hour long. Yeah, before you even get to the free solo check, right?
I think if you would have done everything by the book, first lesson you would only text that. You wouldn't even be flying.
Well,
If I remember
I have my manual. I still have it from 27 years ago. I can tell you exactly what I did on each flight. Okay, let me go get my logbook and my flight training manual. I'll be right back. Yep.
Hello with the whole stream.
I 水の多いところですな。
It's a place with a lot of water.
Where you guys are from. It's so cold in Stockholm. Well, the current air temperature.
ここが銭湯かな。銭湯は
I guess my
銭
heart
湯
is
であ
like
り
a
ます。
public
なん
bath.
ちゃって。あ、まだ前がいる。
Yeah, here we are. -1.
My Hamada is here.
Yeah, that's good.
おお、素晴らしいとこじゃ。
Oh, that's wonderful.
I'm currently doing about 260 knots ground speed, which is great. So I'll talk a bit because I think I'm way ahead.
Alright, I am back. Okay, my first solo flight, just looking at my logbook now, my first solo flight was my 12th flight overall, and I had 10 and a half flying hours of
Right.
instructor time for my first solo. I will show you that. I hope this shows up on webcam very well.
And it does. And it does.
There has my Safe for Solo stamp from my CFI, and I don't know if you can read my terrible handwriting or if it's even right. See, here's my logbook time, and then here is my 4th edition of the Transport Canada Private Pilot Flight Training Manual, and I can tell you. So let me just look at my logbook again because I documented in my logbook every lesson I took. So up to pre-solo, my very first flight, I did lessons 1 to 8. So there's probably a lot covered there. It's like taxiing, walk around check. There's probably a lot of stuff that's covered in lessons 1 to 8. My second flight was lesson 9, then 10 and 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, 16 to 18. Oh, I repeated 16 to 18 a lot. I did that 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 16 to 18 4 times. That was probably either traffic circuits, just practicing that a lot, because we're just practice doing takeoff,
ハンコ
or emergency procedure training.
日
Stamp
本文化的な
Those are two very important things to learn before you
Of
start.
course.
So I'll look in the manual in a second, but yes, lessons 16 to 18, I repeated 4 times for practice. And then I had my pre-solo check, and then my first
こ
solo.
れが戦闘っぽいな。じゃあここから後ろの方に向かっていきますか。
This looks like a battle, so let's head towards the back.
Okay. First flight, they say, is familiarization. So that's
H4 久しぶりに見たな。
Jacob does most of the flying.
Discovery flight, basically.
Yeah,
H4, it's been a
obviously,
while
I did
since I
lessons
saw
1
it.
through 8 all in 1 hour, in one single flight. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 2, aircraft familiarization and preparation for flight. So this is like the walk around check and get familiar with the instruments, things like that. Where the ELT is, carb heat. Okay, lesson 3 seems to be engine-related stuff. Just looking for the manual now, so you can see this is exercise 3. Ancillary controls. And they're talking about carb heat and carb ice.
Ice cream, yeah.
Yeah. Mixture here. Exercise 4 is
H4 だ。
taxiing. So
Oh, right, yes.
That's right.
before you even move the
でけえ。
aircraft, you're on lesson 4. Lesson 5 is attitudes and movements. So pitch up and down, roll left and right, and yaw left and right. There, the movements of the aircraft in the manual.
That's not how I remember my lessons. I think we dove right into the certain stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
全然でかさが
Now,
違
interesting,
え。
they teach you attitudes.
It's really big and small.
Exercise 6 is straight and level flight. I would have thought they would have taught you that first, and then attitudes.
I think this is the right way around, right? You first learn to control the direction.
Exercise 7 is climbing. I'm guessing exercise 8 is descending then? Exercise 8 is indeed descending. So that was my first flight. I did everything that I covered there. Now, what was 16 to 18? This is the one that I did 4 times.
Probably circuit work. It's in language, basically.
It appears to be that is the case. Oh, there's a lot of planes for this, a lot of pages for this. Alright, exercise 16 is takeoff.
Important.
And I'm guessing 17 is flying a traffic pattern, and 18 is landing.
遅い。
I guess.
Slow.
Oh, it talks about pressure and density altitude here. It talks about the difference in takeoff performance on a cold day versus a hot day.
VX or CY.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the air.
17 is flying circuits,
Yeah.
and then 18 is going to be landing, I'm sure. So that would make sense why I did like 4 flights of just doing circuits, takes off. Yeah. 18 approach and landing. And then 19 is your first solo.
So basically, yes, flying on the bridges.
川島さん、大型プロペラ機が何の機体かと思いましたがデフォルト機でしたか？
There's the big one. There's the one that every pilot.
これですか。これデフォルトじゃないんじゃないかな。マイクロソフトの、が作ってるけど、
Is this
アドオン
this?
じゃないですか
I
ね。
guess it's not the
デ
default,
フォルト
that
だったっけ
Microsoft one.
って
And I'm pretty sure this is still.
ハーキュリーズ。
They have not updated this in 27 years.
Hercules.
I think my first big event. I mean, my first solo, obviously, but it was only like circuit, one touch and go, one landing, right? That was my very first solo.
Insane. That's like everyone's first solo.
デフォルトだったかもな、聞いた。
Peter, it's probably the same for you. You get in the
I
plane,
heard it might have been the default.
you do basically 1 or 2 circuits. They just check you out. You might discuss some emergency procedures. They may do a simulated engine failure, and then you glide back to the airport, things like that. And then in my case, we did a stop and go on the runway instead of a touch and go. And my instructor's like, all right, you're all good. I'm going to hop out. I'll be on the radio.
点でバラバラ3355になってるけど、タッチダウンか。
It looks like
Touch and
this,
go.
but is it a touchdown?
Ah.
He hopped back in, and then we taxied back to the flying club. That was my first solo.
じゃあタッチング
we
す
did
っか。
flying training on a different airfield than my home.
Tuckings?
The landing costs were a lot lower there, and it was only like a 10 minutes, 15-minute flight there. So we usually took off from Rotterdam.
ギャダウニング。
We usually fly back to New Zealand and do all the touch and goes.
Gather winning.
And I believe before that I did like 6 or 7 touch and goes, and then we were just practicing, and he never told me I was going to go solo that day.
Yeah.
So on some point he just said, yeah, just park there, and then he jumped out. He said, yeah, okay, you're good. Just do it. Just do one touch and go, and do a landing, then come back. Oh, okay. So that was more like what?
Yeah, so same experience for me. I didn't know I was going to solo that day. I suspected because I knew I was like getting to that point in the training video where it would be coming up. And I knew I was doing well in my training too. Like I wasn't having to repeat a lot of stuff. I was progressing quite handily in the curriculum. So I knew I was due for my first solo coming up. But no one tells you, at least based on mine and Peter's experience, no one tells you, oh, today's going to be your first solo. It's like if your instructor thinks you're ready, then you're ready, and they'll kind of surprise you with it.
So I didn't actually was able to prepare for that, right? So it wasn't for me. It was like an happening event, but my first real big event was my solo, was my cross country solo, right?
Over
That's
G.
what you have to prepare for, and you actually go to the air. Once in my case, you know that was for me. That was the real thing. From there, I thought, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, the solo cross country, that's the last big milestone before your Czech ride.
トムキャットだ。
And,
トムキャットドワ。
It's a tomcat. Tomcat door.
Mini Rose was our classmates first in a pool when we soloed. Yeah, so we didn't have a pool at my flying school, but same idea. All my classmates threw buckets of water on me that they got from the hangar. I was out on the flight line. I got out of my plane. I taxied back to the club, shut the aircraft down, parked it, put the chocks on, and then as I was walking back,
まあいかん。じゃあ行ってきました。やべべ、また飛行機壊しちゃうとこだった。
I almost destroyed the plane because I forgot my microphone.
all right, we've got a touch and go coming up. There's the airport right there. I'm on a left base right now. Coming in a little high again. Another forward slip to lead off some of this altitude. So what I'm doing right now is applying a lot of right rudder and left aileron. You know what? I'm gonna do a 360-degree turn here. I'm not gonna be able to make that landing. This is the smart thing to do. Don't full send it.
I'll turn around.
But yeah, as Peter was saying, by the time you do your solo cross country, at that point in your training, you're expected to know everything you need to know to get a PPL. You would know all your emergency procedures training. You will have done simulated IFR, because what you don't want to do is be flying on a solo cross country, and then all of a sudden a weather system comes in that you weren't expecting, and then now you're in the clouds and you have no idea how to get out of the clouds, and you haven't done simulated IFR training. So all of that you'll have learned already. The radio navigation. Now, again, I trained in 1997 before GPS on GA planes was common, so it might be different now. No, it's not.
You're not allowed to use GPS.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I learned like VOR navigation and ADF navigation.
You still have to use a map instead of VOR. Actually, not even VOR, right? Because it's all VFR, so it's not even VOR.
Yes. So on my dual cross country, when I had my instructor with me, I'm doing map and compass and looking for landmarks on the ground. On my solo cross country, I was like, I know how to use a VOR. This is easier. I'm just going to do the VOR.
Yeah. And of course, I did the same with my Sky Demon subscription. I had it.
Of course, I was also looking for landmarks, and I knew where I was. So it wasn't like cliché, I guess. But I was like, I have a VOR on board. I know how to use it. Why make this harder than it has to be? Nowadays, with GPS, it's like easy mode.
Yep.
Caution wake turbulence.
That will be an issue in 2024.
Yeah. Well, if I don't know if I'll leave it on or off. I'll probably turn wake turbulence off for Flying Friday. And rotate off the brakes.
There are 51 knots on the side.
I have to say, there's I see a comment in the chat there about the A380. There's fewer A380s on Flying Friday today than I was expecting.
God.
Yeah.
Only seen one. We didn't manage to get the chain stolen in 2014. Officially. That would have been an excellent marketplace item, by the way.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Wombi, who was one of our guest co-hosts last week, he released his first product on the marketplace yesterday, our Norwegian airport. So Wombi is now a official marketplace partner who has released the product. So I don't know, maybe if you know Wombi's flightsim.to page, he does have the Jane Flying Witch add-on. So maybe he'll release that to the marketplace with the Jane Stallhorn. Who knows? Could happen.
I do have a cup with Jane Stallhorn. Because we modded that.
Yeah. Does Jane own the rights? I mean, probably she would have the rights to her own voice, but maybe, I don't know, maybe she could work out some kind of arrangement with Wombi. Again, we're not saying it's impossible. It could happen.
Could happen.
Could happen.
Maybe, but she gave us that recording.
But she didn't sign away the rights for commercial use.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
But isn't that implicitly being done on you?
I don't think that's implicit. I'm not a lawyer, so don't take this as professional legal advice. But I don't think that it's implicitly signing away the rights to commercial use.
Good question, actually. I think you're right.
Pretty nice views here in Finland as well. All these hundreds of islands, little tiny islands everywhere the eye can see. Is Estonia on the other side? Yes, this is the Baltic Sea, and yes, Estonia is across yonder. And we'll be heading there on a future stage. Estonia, Lithuania. What else is around here? Latvia. All coming up on the Flying Friday World Tour. You caught up. Great. Awesome. You see, I got quite the pack flying behind me right now. if anyone remembers, was it 2 weeks ago when we had Flight Effects on as the aircraft developer live stream at York? Maybe that was 3 weeks ago. Either way, they were showing some of the new eVTOLs they're making, the Archer Midnight and the Joby. Boy, do those look fun to fly. I'll admit, I was not particularly excited for eVTOLs. It wasn't a class of aircraft that was particularly exciting to me, but after I saw the live stream and all the capabilities of those aircraft, I was like, whoa, those look really fun. The fact that the Joby can cruise at 180 knots, like, I will definitely be flying that on Flying Friday at some point.
Over G.
And also the developer was showing that actually the best way to fly this vehicle is with an Xbox controller. So it's almost like controlling a drone rather than flying a plane. So SimTom will be right at home with that.
あ、久しぶりに見たな、魔女。
Ah,
見える
it's
か
been
な
a while. I saw you, the witch.
あれ、魔女インストールしてたっけ、そもそも。
That witch had it installed in the first place.
You are a real pilot for having a PPL.
Yeah, I mean,
このマイクロソフトフライトシミュレーターの
This Microsoft
Fantasy
Flight
要素。
Simulator.
これがまた俊敏なんだよな。
This is also very agile.
Alright, 43 nautical miles.
魔女。ほうきに乗ってるんですよ、彼女は。
We've got quite a few landmarks in Helsinki to see.
Witch, she's riding a broom.
いた。でもね、なかなか動きが俊敏でちっちゃいから追っかけられない。
But it's so agile and small that I can't chase it.
1 minute late, you
Wizard always arrives precisely when he needs to.
level up just a tad.
So here's the secret, by the way, on how we arrive almost right on time. I look at the distance, so I make the flight plan in the world map, and it tells you the total distance in nautical miles. And then I was like, okay, well I can figure out the cruise speed to cover that amount of time in 2 hours. But then I overestimate a little bit because like we're gonna lose some time for the pre-flight briefing. We're gonna lose some time for touch and go landings en route, things like that.
めっちゃ俊敏や。
Nonsense shenanigans that we get up to.
Very agile.
So, I always choose a plane slightly faster than what's required to cover that distance in 2 hours. So today's flight, for example, was 302 nautical miles, which would be a cruise speed of 151 knots to cover that in 2 hours. So I recommended the SR-22, which is what I'm flying, and cruising at 160 to 170, and we're going to arrive exactly on time by doing that. It actually says add 30 minutes for flying underneath bridges. Well, I think we only spent like 2 minutes flying underneath bridges today. That one early on as we departed.
こんにちは。魔法で飛んでるんですね。
Hey, hello, you're flying using magic.
18 days. We're in November, chat. Today's November 1st. Or depending where you are in the world, it might be November 2nd for you.
こんにちは。
We're in the month of release.
Hello.
魔女の宅急便だ。
Yeah, a lot
It's
of us
Kiki's delivery service.
realize in Helsinki.
0.7, 0.7, 0.7.
Does Flightsim have an ETA in the HUD?
川島さん、本当にほうきだ。わらわら。
For example, here
あんまり
Ha ha ha.
ファンタジックっていうかSF チックなものとか冗談チックなものはあんまり入れてないんですけど、この人だけは可愛いので入れてるんですよ。あんまり最近載ってなかったですけどね。 乗ってる人見ませんでしたけどね。
So yeah, it depends on what.
ヤッホ
Not every
ー。
aircraft has
Fantasy goods, science fiction, chic things and jokes. I don't really include chic things, but this one is the only one I include because she's cute. I haven't been riding much lately. Though, I haven't seen anyone riding her.
See this below me, we've got some low-level flying. The GB, a P-51, a GBR-3, and the Wombi Witch mod, which is modeled after Jing. I always love how there's like spontaneous group formation.
あれがめっちゃ性能がいい。性能っていうのかな。魔女。
3. Good performance.
魔法力が
川
高い
島。さん、そのほうきに乗ってるのは有料
High
ですか？
power.
ね、いや、ただです。フライトシム2に、います。
See you back again next week.
Well, no, it's just. I'm on a
ちょ
flexible
っとデフォ
schedule.
ルメされたキャラで愛らしいですよ。
Watch the UTC time for next week.
It's a lovely character.
Now, instead of 1800 Zulu, we'll be starting at 1700 Zulu. So be sure to check that. Alex says you're lining up for your attack run.
19 on this one.
一昔前この
Yes.
公式集
A while
会で
ago
何だったっけな、チーズケーキだったかピザだったかなんかが流行った時代があったんですけど、まあそれは入れなかったんですけどね。
There was a time when things like cake and pizza were popular, but I didn't include them.
There was a referendum in Alberta
おーい、
whether to
結婚してください。
do time changes
Hey,
altogether
please marry me.
year-round.
川島さん、名前メモったので後で探してみます。
はい。
Because they're stupid. No one likes time changes. I don't know why people voted against keeping the current system. Or voted for keeping the current system, not staying on the same time year-round.
メガネかけてんですよこの子実は。よ近くで見えないけど。なんかちょっとデフォルメされた可愛らしい、
So originally it was the
She's wearing
キャラクターで
glasses.
ござい
You
ます。
can't really see her up close, but she looks a little deformed and cute.
less electricity.
あの
And then back in the
魔女の宅急便とあとこの
now there's
さっきのジェーンさんっていう女性の、コミュニティマネージャーがいて、その方のイメージから作ったって言われてましたけどね。737MAX 久しぶりに見たな。
Also, there was a
Boeing
female
を
community
傾けた
manager named Jane earlier, and it was said that it was created in the image of her.
yeah.
737 Max.
I liked it when I lived in Calgary. I did like it in the summer months. It wouldn't get dark until like 10 p.m. It was really nice. You had like really long extended sunsets. In the summer, that is. In the winter, it was dark by 4 p.m.
Yeah, I have to
So
say
here's,
先般な
here's
の
what
か。
happened.
ボーイング今なんかすごい大変な経営状態らしいですけどね。
Dark in the evening when I walked home. And I
Are they war criminals? Boeing seems to be in really bad business right now.
with no natural light.
yes.
I would go months at a time without ever seeing any natural light except on weekends.
Exactly.
いやでもこの
My garden.
737MAX って私好きですけどね。でもちょっと安定性
But
が
I like
悪い
this
のか、
737 Max.
主翼の取り付け位置を前後になんかいざらしたらしくて、それでだいぶ安定性が悪くなったみたいでございますな。
It seems like there was some damage done to the front and back of the mounting
Yeah, but
position,
so-
which made it a lot less stable.
エアバス380も人気の飛行機だから。
North, like Arctic Circle, like in the
Marumo, because it's
一
a
応マーケプ
popular
レにも
airplane.
38なんとか来てるんですけど、あんまり大して評判が良くないんですよね。
It's still here, but it doesn't have a very good
の
reputation.
見た目をした機体をよく見かけますね。
アヒルの形をした機体。 アヒルも一部、人気ですね。日本の一部の、フライトシムの、グループで人気があるんじゃないですかね、アヒル。
Duck is also a
アヒル
duck-shaped
も別
machine
に、
that's popular. I think it's
空で
popular
見たい
among
とは
some
思わ
flight
ない
sim
ので、
groups in
私はインストー
Japan.
ルしてませんけど。
But
あと、フライトシム2とか見ると、なんか、段ボールで作った飛行機とか、レゴで作った X ウィングとかもありましたよ。
when I looked at SIM2, there were airplanes made out of cardboard and shing made out of Lego.
What is actually optimal for humans in terms of like
まあまあ、ある程度世界観を大切にしたいので、まあ私のこのフライトシミュレーターの世界観では魔女は許されるラインアヒルは許されないライン、チーズケーキとかピザとかもあったけど許されないライン
Unforgivable line.
Scary.
そろそろ到着かな、時間的に見て。ヘルシンキ。
It's almost Helsinki from the time of arrival.
フィンランド、日本からだとあんまり日本だと馴染みのない国でございますが、
Finland and Japan are not very familiar with this country, but Japan is not very familiar with
川
it.
島さん、そう聞くといろいろ変なの作られまくってますね、顔。
いやー、でも最近、昔のバージョンはもっといろいろめちゃくちゃありましたよ。
Ha ha ha, but the older versions had a lot more messed up recently.
I would have guessed the opposite. I would have think because if you need to escape the sunlight, you can go inside. You get blackout blinds. You know, you can close your window shades and block the sun out that way. But when it's dark and you want natural light, there's no way to get it.
丸
So
み。
that's interesting that you
な
have
ん
the
か
opposite experience of what I would have predicted.
ランド
Marumi.
マークがいっぱいだ。これはヘルシンキなのかな、フィンランドヘ
Maeda.
ルシ
I
ンキ
wonder
で
if
出て
it's
るからヘ
new.
ルシンキ。ここがフィンランドの首都ですね。
It's the capital of Finland.
フィンランドもなんか世界で
Something over and over
幸せ
again.
指数が高いとか、まあここはなんか幸せ指数が
Is it
高いですよ
expensive or
ね。
magical?
And it starts descending already to 1,500.
なんでの一味はスオメ
Why the
ン
gang?
アリーナ
Nunzio says greetings from Messina.
Arena, arena.
Hello and
もう一つよくわからんかったな。なんだろう。
some beautiful weather and delicious food in Sicily today.
One more thing I didn't understand. I wonder what it is.
Hello to Messina during the Flying Friday World Tour. Let's say maybe 2 months ago, September, August maybe.
だいぶ昔のアニメかな。なんかスカートがな
Well,
い世
I
界
guess it's an anime from a long time
よ
ago.
く考えたらすごいな。なんか
Yes, I saw that. Directed by Chris.
That's amazing.
女の子がなんかみんなパンツで暮らしてる世界観のアニメがあってそれが足に
There's an
第
anime
二
that
次
has
世
a
界大
worldview
戦の、
where everyone lives in their
戦闘機
pants.
の名前をつけた、なんか道具をは
Yeah,
め
if I
て
remember correctly, Insomnia was
空中戦するんですけど
PH, put some
そう
tools
いう
on.
アニメがあっておー素晴らしいね客船。おこれは何だろう。いやいいね。
It's great that there's an anime.
ヘルシン
I
キ大
wonder what
聖
it's like
堂
on a
大
cruise
聖
ship.
堂多い
No,
な。い
it's
いな。
nice.
That's a Norwegian film.
これも
not-
写真
not a-
測量の街ですね。ヨーロッパちょっと優遇されすぎじゃない？やっぱプレイヤーが多いのか
Also
な。
called Insomnia.
日本をもうちょっと増
It's
やして
also a
く
photo shipping
れ。
town.
I think I've just
Europe.
read the first
I don't think
hour.
it's giving too much preferential treatment. Maybe there are a lot of players.
でまあそのアニメ第二次世界大戦の戦闘機の、まあ
Yeah.
オマージュ
Now
っ
that
ていう
anime
か
of World War II fighter planes.
があるんですけど、
Anyways, here we are. Here's Helsinki, folks.
それの
There is.
登場人物の女の子でフィンランドの、
The northernmost city in the world.
キャ
The
ラクタ
main
ーがい
character is
て
a girl
で
from Finland.
多分そのアニメ見た人はフィンランドは結構、ちょっと身近な国になったんじゃないですかね。
Yes, I have the daylight hours adjusted.
For people who look like my brother, I think Finland has become quite a familiar
まあ
country.
女の子がパンツ丸出しで、活躍するということもあり大変話題になったアニメですけどね。
It was an anime that became a hot topic, partly because I appeared in it with my
まあ
panties
我が国
exposed.
の、なんていうのかな、モラルもここまで来たかという感じの、
Flown here and played some yet.
作品でご
Well,
ざいま
what
した。
can
で
I
もまあ
say?
まあ
I
面
feel
白
like
かっ
my
た
morals
ですけ
have
どね。
come this far.
Also pretty well.
そんなにまあまあなんていうのかな。でも
So,
まあ
so,
変
so,
態的なア
what
ニ
can I
メではあ
say?
りましたな。そんなにエロチックな感じはしないんですけど、まあ
I can't do it
で
because
も
I'm blind.
なんか結構キャラクターが幼い感じだったので、ある意味そういう危ない性癖の人たちのにとってはそういう
Ah, it
性
didn't
的
feel all that
刺
erotic,
激があ
but the
るアニメだっ
characters
たかも
seemed
しれない
quite
ですね。
childish.
や
I
べえ。
mean, for people with dangerous sexual tendencies, that's the way it.
あ、パレスだ。あれ宮殿ですね。私はそんなあんまり感じませんでしたけど、
I mean,
Peter's got live.
It's a
まあまあ
palace.
そういう
I didn't really
こと
feel
は
that way
人によるので、
So,
あんまり幼い感じのキャラクターにその性的魅力を私は感じないのでダメでしたが、
I don't feel that sexual
Yung
charm in
mga-
characters who don't push me too much.
明らかにそういう、層を狙ってますよね、きっと。
I'm sure that's what you're aiming
普
for.
通だってそんな設定にしないもん。スカートがな
I
い
don't
世
wanna set it up
界っ
like that.
て。
Next waypoint for me is the airport.
まあまあ日本人の変態的な文化が生み出したそういう、
Mama, it was
Anime
created by
だったんじゃない
the
でしょうかね。
perverted culture of the Japanese people.
最近なんかこの前ひたすらアニメ見てたな。休みの日にもう現実世界のがあまりに辛すぎて何だったっけな。鬼滅の刃だ。鬼滅の刃のテレビ版のあれを
Okay, I see the runway.
シーズン1しか見てなかったんですけど私
On my day off, I was already too tired to work
なんだっ
hard
たっ
in
け
the
な
real
無限
world.
列車編
So
っ
I
ていう
wondered
の
what
と
was
か
wrong
か
with
ら
that demon slayer, Kometsu
丸
no
一
Yaiba
日でぶっ
TV
続け
show.
にアニメ見てました。先週だったかな、土曜日か日曜日かどっちか忘れたけど面白かったな。
I think it was last week. Saturday was Sunday, but I forget which
あ
one.
のサブスクしてればタダだったので。ところで今日の到着飛行場はどこじゃい？
It was just a toilet, so today's arrival, where is the airport?
川島さん、少し古めのアニメは変態的な感じのもところどころ混じってましたけど今では健全なアニメだけになりましたね。
そ そうかもですな。やっぱりあんまり
Maybe so,
なんていうの
after
か
all, that.
Here, be sure to let me know when you're on final as well. Switch to your camera.
な、女の子をそういう感じに描くと社会的にちょっとこれは日本文化としてどうなのって言われちゃう感じになったのかな。
Girl, I guess when you draw
あれか
something
な、
like that,
工場。
society starts to say,
これって
backquote,
前から
backquote,
こ
this
の
is
プロペ
culture,
ラ
and
の
backquote,
回転の
backquote,
と
what
ころ
about
に
Japanese
自分の
culture?
セルフシャドウって映ったかな。今日なんか気がついたんだけど、これプロペラにも、
Well,
プロ
I
ペラ
just
の回
noticed
転
this
にも
today.
セルフシャドウが映ってますよね。一応平面
It's
と
shown
し
in the
て扱わ
video.
れてるってことなのかな。
I wonder if
ま
it's
あ
an
実は
adult.
平面じゃないですけどね、複雑な形してるから、斜めって
No, but it has a
るものが
complicated
回
shape.
転してるから光の反射もなんか平面に反射してるんじゃなくて、なんか不思議な感じになるんですけどね。あれなんかカクカクする。
So I think next week I'll double check after I
おお、なん
It
だこれ。
doesn't seem like it's reflecting on a flat surface either. It just feels strange. It's kind of choppy.
landed in Tallinn. That would be too short a flight to fly on Friday. So I think we're doing a touch and go in Tallinn and continuing on.
これが着陸飛行場ですな。よし、じゃあ着陸していきますか。いやー、今日も楽しかった。いつ来ても楽しいな、このいっぱいの人で飛ぶっていうのは
Which
やっ
is
ぱ
the
楽
landing
しいです
airport?
な。
Okay, let's go land.
川
Well,
島さん、
today was
僕も
fun
現実
too.
で心折れ
It's
かけ
always
たら
fun
この
when
ア
I
ニメ
come
見て
here.
ます。笑
そうですよ。それからなんかちょっとハマって、他のアニメもなんか見てたような気がしたけど忘れたな。何ヶ月
That's
か前
right.
に
After
早々の
that, I
フリ
got
ーレンも
really
一
into
気見
it,
した
and
な。
I
そうい
think I
えば
watched other anime as well, but I can't remember.
Spruce goose upside down? That's not good. Yeah, look at this. Look at this chat. Is that in fact a spruce goose?
映画もなかなかね当たり外れがあるから見たいのがどれって言われるとちょっと
I don't
ね。
know. I wouldn't say
映画も結構見るんですけどね、アマプラで。
7 out of 10 not landing.
Movies are also
最
quite
近
hit or
これは
miss, so
当
it's
た
a
りで
little
面白か
difficult
ったっ
to
てい
choose
う
which
の
one I
が
want to
思い浮
see.
かばんな。
I watch a lot of movies too, at Amapura.
まあ、とにかくハリウッドの映画がちょっと綺麗な女の人が出てこなくなってつまんなくなりましたね、やっぱり。
In any case, Hollywood
やっぱア
movies
メ
have
リカ
become
の
boring
エン
because
タ
they
ーテ
don't
インメン
feature
トは
pretty
だい
women
ぶ、
anymore.
ポリコレに汚染されてると思いますね。
I think it's contaminated by this.
やっぱりせっかくお金払ったりエンターテインメントで見るなら美男美女が見たい。
After all, if I'm going to pay money and watch it for entertainment, I want to see beautiful men and
最
women.
近美人であるというだけでなんか悪いことみたいになってるらしいですからね。綺麗な人を映画に使うとなんか怒られるみたいな意味が。あ、
It
F16
seems like
も
it's
飛んでた
kind
の
of a
か。
bad
あ、いいの
thing.
飛ん
Like
で
if
た
you
ん
use
だ
a
な。
pretty person in a
F14 は見
movie,
たけ
people
ど
will get
ちょ
angry.
っとこれを見える位置に止まるか。ごめんなさい。ちょっと量子力学的重ね合わせをします。
I'm sorry if it stops where I can see it, but I'm going to do a bit
川
of
島さ
quantum
ん、
mechanical
心お出かけの時
superposition.
は、基本異界と恋愛混じりのアニメとか見てます。
ああ、アニメもそうか。アニメも結構ね、若い頃と違ってあんまり設定がね、中二病のやつが見れないんでってもうおじいちゃんになっちゃうと、そんなことありゆみたいな変な常識がついちゃって。
Yeah, I guess it's the same with
だ
anime.
から割と
There's
ね、
a lot of anime,
異世
too.
界転生
Unlike when I
系は
was
ね、ダメ
younger,
なん
the
で
setting
す
is
よ。
so different that I can't really watch the Chuyunibyo ones.
Got you a couple points.
Now that I'm an old man, that kind of thing happens.
But you were flying with much more challenging weather conditions.
あと世界観があまりに特殊な設定のやつ。この前なんかち ちょっと人気だったから見ようと思って、なんていう名前だったかな、なんとか
The one with the special setting. It was a little popular the other day, so I decided to check it out.
少女
I
が
wonder what the name was.
女子高生ぐらいの少女がなんか武装してここにいる魔女の人、ちょっと魔女の人見に行こう。やっぱり戦闘機はいつでも見れ
A
る
girl
が
who looks like a high school
やは
girl
り
is armed
美
with
人
some
さん
kind of
を
weapon.
美人さ
A
んチェ
witch.
ック。
Let's go and see the witch's eyes, as expected.
Mike Johnson and I build.
来ちゃ
Sort of tune in on
う
Wednesday.
わーやっちゃった
Otherwise,
まあいいや、やっちゃったけど
Kucha.
ほらかわいいこんな近くで見たの初めて。ここにいます魔女の女性がいますよ
have a
と
great
いう
weekend, everyone. Be safe. Have fun.
There's a woman here who is a witch.
See you for flying Friday next. Bye.
いやー
川島さん、なるほどダブル僕
No.
は12秒にならない程度に見てます。
いやいやいやわ引かれた。大丈夫ですかお姉さんいやいやいや
No, no.
そういう物語でも
No. Are you
楽しめれば
okay,
楽し
sister?
めば全然いいと思います。さあエンジン切るか
I think that's fine. Should I turn off the psi engine?
あとバッテリーエンジンとよし
川島さん、シャチ誇っちゃって
あ、
る。
いなくなっちゃった。いなくなっちゃった。残念。まあいいか、シャチホコ。うん。
川島さん、魔女さんよくできてますね。
I'm gone.
ね。
Ah, I'm gone. I'm sorry.
可愛かった。
Shachi
でも見れ
Hoko.
てよかった。じゃあ水平状態に戻るか。
So let's go back to level.
いやー、今日も楽しかったですな。もう公式配信も
Well,
終わった
today
の
was
かな。
fun too.
いやー楽しかった。ここが、フィンランドの、首都ヘルシンキでございます。次回どこ行くんだろうな。
Well, it was fun. This is
ロシ
Helsinki,
ア
the
かな。
capital of
モスク
Finland.
ワ
I wonder where we'll go next time.
モスクワが一番方角的には
Moscow
自
is the
然な
best.
気がするけどどうだろう。
What do you think?
ちょっとわかりませんけど、まあ次回も世界旅行、ツアーかどうかわかんないですけどね。はい、というこ
I
と
don't
で、
know, but I don't know if it will be a world tour next time.
Thanks for watching. Good night or have a nice day. 週末です。世間は3連休じゃないですか
For watching a nice
ね。
day, it's
私
the weekend.
月曜日お休みじゃないですけどね。
It's not a holiday though.
ということで、見てくださった方、遊んでくださった方、どうもありがとうございました。まあ、良い
Thank you
週末を
very
お過
much
ご
to
しくだ
everyone who
さい。
watched and
時
played.
間があって気が向いたらちょっと最近ほんとリアル人生が厳しすぎてフライトシミュレーターでもなかなか遊べませんが、ということで、
If you feel like it,
まあまあ
recently,
見かけて
real life has
気が
been
向いた
so
ら遊
tough
びに
that I
来てくだ
haven't
さ
been
い。
able to play much with fly simulators.
じゃあありがとうございました。失礼し
川島さん、
ます。
僕は目が痛いので少し仮眠取ります。
Thank you
はい、
very
寝てくだ
much.
さい。
Excuse
はい、
me.
おやすみなさい。失礼します。
Please